Live from WTEN in Albany, this is News 10 at 5.
1 full week now since the brutal stabbing murder of a 14-year-old Albany girl.
Still no arrest, but police say tonight they're pursuing several important leads. John McLaughlin has more.
Albany police stopped traffic today on Mount Hope Drive in the South End. Just a short distance from the spot, now a small shrine, where the body of 14-year-old Gretchen Perham was dumped, hoping that one of these motorists remembers something from a week ago.
Just to see if anybody else had seen anything or anybody saw anything on the day that her body was found.
Gretchen's family prepares a garden of flowers today in front of their Quail Street home, a memorial to the young honor student who was stabbed 18 times in the chest before she was dumped by the side of the road. The victim's mother.
When you take it upon yourself and you do something like this, you can't take it back, and you can't give her back to us.
Police sources tell me they are looking at several leads they consider important. The investigation taking two fairly obvious directions. Those who were closest to the girl and closest to her family, also students at Hackett Middle School, where Gretchen was allowed to go home early each day after several fights with classmates. Now her family lights a candle on the porch each night, waiting for an arrest.
We definitely won't be able to move on until the person who did this to my sister is brought to justice.
Now, that was Gretchen's brother, and he says that he last saw his sister before 8 a.m., and she was getting ready for the mile-long walk to school. She never did make it to school that day. And detectives are asking that if you saw anything at all that you think was suspicious, that you contact them so that they can check it out. Live in the newsroom, John McLaughlin, News 10.
Lawyers for the Glens Falls man accused of killing his wife as she sat in her car are reportedly going to use an insanity defense. The lawyers for 42-year-old Raymond DeLorenzo filed the notice if the case against him goes to trial. DeLorenzo is accused of killing his estranged wife, Lori, back in February, shooting her with a high-powered rifle in a convenience store parking lot. Warren County District Attorney Kate Hogan says she plans to contest the insanity defense. An Albany police officer accused of DWI has been allowed to keep his driver's license. The Times-Union reports 33-year-old Robert Shunk may not have been properly read his Miranda rights before he was arrested last month. Fellow Albany PD officers gave conflicting testimony on the matter at a DMV hearing. Shunk is accused of driving drunk when he slammed into two parked cars on North Allen Street, and he's suspended from his job and faces misdemeanor DWI charges.
The weather is warming up, and that means the guardian angels are kicking into high gear. Scott Patterson joins us live from Schenectady, where they're preparing to head out. Scott.
Well, Lisa, it was just 1 week ago that shots were fired in this intersection right here. Nobody was hit, but the Guardian Angels says it just further reinforces their mission, and in just a short time, they're going to be getting some new tools to work with. Up until now, the Guardian Angels have been walking the streets of Schenectady in an effort to deter crime. But later tonight, they'll introduce a new level of visibility with a bike patrol.
Well, we can just cover a little bit more ground. We can get through more parts of the city, not only the Hamilton Hill area, the Mount Pleasant, the Vale, you know, the entire area.
Jeff Blay heads up the Angels Schenectady chapter. He says the community is already embracing what they're doing.
We just barely got out of the car and people were beeping and waving and you know, giving us a thumbs up.
With their signature red jackets and berets, they have become well known, especially with children.
How do we know who they are?
Who are they?
The Guardian Angels. The predators and stuff, the molesters and stuff, they won't try nothing with them out.
The Angels hope to expand that idea with the new bike patrol, but they say it would help to have more members.
We're a volunteer organization, and you know, and we all have our lives, our families, and you know, so we can do what we can. We do need more help. You know, and it takes the good people to stand up and say, hey, look, you know, I want to help.
Now, those bikes are set to arrive from the Guardian Angels International headquarters in New York City within the next hour, along with the Guardian Angels founder, Curtis Sliwa. He's the founder of the international group, the Guardian Angels. They do go into many different countries. Now, if all goes to schedule, we should see the arrival of the bikes and speak with Mr. Sliwa within the next hour, and we'll have that for you coming up at 6, again, if all things go to schedule. Right now, live in Schenectady, Scott Patterson, News 10.
Crews are working feverishly right now to save 3 homes in Schenectady after the roof of one of them began to give way this afternoon. Walt McClure reports.
We can't salvage anything. Kateria Couvertier came home to 433 Schenectady Street today from picking up her paycheck to find out her family had been forced out of their home after their roof began to shift dramatically, putting not only their home but houses on either side in serious danger.
Looking out my window, heard a noise, the floor shook, heard cracking, looked outside from the house, the roof of the house next door sliding off into mine.
Fire and utility crews and a demolition company arrived on the scene quickly, assessing how bad the problem was.
We can't go in and get nothing. It's unstable, they're saying.
At least once, the roof listed even more, forcing changes in plans on the fly. Almost immediately, though, gas and power to the houses were shut off.
We were concerned with the shifting, particularly up above, that we could have a fire hazard there that could start a fire, either electrical or gas, that we wouldn't be able to go up and put out, because I would not put men up in that building.
And what are you going to try and do with the roof?
Well, we're going to basically condemn that part of the building. We're going to push that building, the top in, to stabilize it as much as possible, and then take action to mitigate the situation.
Mitigating the situation could include taking down part or all of the building. 8 people live at 433, and there are 10 to 12 others who live in the other 2 houses. The Red Cross and Salvation Army are being brought in to help them. Chief Farstad says there are thousands of homes like this one in Schenectady, but this is the first time in his career he's seen something like this happen other than at a fire. Walt McClure, News 10.
Congressman John Sweeney insists the plans for dredging the Hudson will go on as scheduled. Sweeney spoke on the floor of the House of Representatives yesterday afternoon, right before a controversial bill passed containing a call for another study of the Hudson. Sweeney says the study of the project will not delay the first phase of dredging. The congressman who proposed the measure says the study would be used to look at the costs and effectiveness of dredging, but only as they relate to future projects, not current ones.
Between proms and college graduations, this ranks as one of the busiest weekends for hotels and restaurants in the capital region. In Saratoga Springs, the streets are already bustling. Tracy Egan reports.
The town is bursting with people. It's impossible to find a room anywhere. Just if you want to stay here tonight, you better have a reservation.
The manager of the Skidmore shop at Skidmore College should know she's just about sold out of caps and gowns for tomorrow's graduation ceremony. A steady stream of Skidmore parents checked into the city's largest hotel, the Prime.
There's still a few rooms around town in the area. We're not totally sold out, but it is a very busy night, and the sooner they get here, the better.
Right next door at the city center, they're all ready to welcome the Boston Spa senior class for its prom. This is not your mother's prom. The kids didn't do these decorations. They hired a professional. When they arrive tonight, they're going to walk down this red carpet, be greeted by flashing lights, all to set up the theme of the evening.
Silver Screen Soiree. It's a Hollywood theme, which is actually the biggest theme this year.
But the budget for the prom is more like an independent flick than a major studio production, so the Boston Spa students are skipping dinner and going straight for dessert.
We have a chocolate fountain from Saratoga Sweets, and we have Ben & Jerry's coming in to make ice cream sundaes and cones, and we have a cake that we've ordered also.
If you want to dine in Saratoga tonight, you either need a reservation or patience. Many restaurants don't take reservations, but you can always wait at the bar or walk around downtown while you wait. Tracy Egan, News 10.
Well, all the proms and graduations planned for this weekend are prompting patrols to go on alert. The 14 police agencies across Saratoga County are coordinating anti-drunken driving activities. The crackdown will take place tonight and all day tomorrow. The state will put an extra dozen troopers on the road. Other police agencies will also have extra crews out there. There will also be roadblocks set up throughout the county.
A warning to state lawmakers, the bid for the 2012 Olympics could be nixed if they don't approve plans for a West Side Stadium.
Plus, Red Sox fans head north to get a glimpse of a piece of history.
Let's take a look at the satellite loop. Notice the storm system scooting out to sea tonight. We'll have a 50-50 weekend with just a few showers. Of the complete forecast right after this.
Terry McSweeney, Elisa Streeter, Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. You're watching News 10 at 5.
Kick off your Memorial Day right in a new Chrysler vehicle during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event, like the Chrysler 300, 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, Town and Country with the revolutionary Stow and Go, the versatile PT Cruiser, and the safety utility vehicle Chrysler Pacifica. Right now, qualified returning buyers can get a 2005 Town and Country Touring for just $299 a month. Hurry in today for great deals on the Chrysler lineup during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
I love a good value, like this sofa and chair from Meridian. I've shopped at Thomasville, Stickley, Pottery Barn, Ethan Allen. They're beautiful stores, but I didn't want to pay their prices. At Meridian's, I found the quality furniture I wanted and no interest for 1 full year. And with immediate delivery, I had the furniture I wanted at prices I could actually afford.
Don't miss the Meridian's Memorial Day sale in Albany and Troy. Meridian's, your style at the right price.
We are committed, the counties, the state, and the Oneida Nation of New York, to stand together to make sure that any effort the Oneida of Wisconsin bring to try to disrupt people in central New York.
The state once said that they weren't going to negotiate with out-of-state tribes. And then they come up with this deal.
Out-of-state tribes coming in here all of a sudden saying, hey, now we have an interest.
The large amount of money is going to go to Wisconsin. It's certainly not going to stay in New York State.
So tell your state senator to say no deal to the Pataki out-of-state tribes deal.
It's happening now. The Dodge Memorial Day sales event. Get great deals on Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage, Dodge Ram with Hemi Power, the all-new Dakota, the versatile Magnum, and the big size and smooth ride of Durango. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a Ram 1500 SLT quad cab with a V8 for just $229 a month at 1.9% APR. Hurry in for great deals on the Dodge lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Now, your storm tracker forecast with News 10 Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo.
Howdy, welcome back, everyone. Gearing up for the weekend, and of course, yesterday we alluded to the fact that the weekend forecast not quite as clear-cut as it had looked a few days ago. We're going to fine-tune things a little bit more tonight, and the way it looks, I still would not cancel any plans, and I think the majority of the weekend during the daytimes, it should be dry. Not to say there won't be a few showers, but we see no washouts. So that's the good news tonight. The bad news is, wait till you see the 7-day. May not want to look at it. I didn't even like doing it today. 8 p.m., partly sunny and mild, nice evening, 60. It will start to clear out by midnight, 51, and mostly sunny to start tomorrow morning off, and a temperature at 47. Let's check outside right now via the sky cam. We have some sunshine. We'll call it partly cloudy. Check out the temperature, pretty comfortable, 68. A light north wind at 7 miles per hour. Let's check some of the temperatures at 5 o'clock this evening. And it's a nice night. In fact, today was actually very close to normal for a change as compared to the cool weather we've had the past few days. 68 in Albany, 67 at Glens Falls, 70 at Schenectady, Poughkeepsie, 63. They've had a little bit heavier cloud cover to the south of us for much of the day as that storm headed out to sea. Pittsfield cool at 58, but it warms up to 65 at North Adams. Bennington, some nice weather, 69 and 58 as you head up to Saranac Lake. Here's the Storm Tracker 3D satellite picture. These clouds over us will tend to dissipate with the setting sun this evening. These clouds off the coast, a storm system that we talked about last night, that it would miss us, and sure enough, it got to about New York City with the heaviest rain, even some thunderstorms off the central coast of New Jersey. This storm will continue to push eastward during the course of the night. Let's check on the futurecast at 10 p.m. This evening. Skies should become mostly clear for most of us, and it does look like tomorrow morning we should be in good shape. This is at 7 a.m. I think we'll have quite a bit of sunshine during the first half of tomorrow, but notice during the afternoon, what you see here are scattered showers. It's not going to be a continuous rain, so scattered showers Saturday afternoon. This is at 5 p.m. That threat continues during Saturday night. And Sunday morning, there may be a sprinkle or shower. Then we'll probably have a period of some dry weather despite the clouds, and another threat of some showers later Sunday afternoon. So, again, more than half the time should be dry this weekend. 59 at 7 p.m. this evening. By tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., 49 in Albany, 52 Hudson, 49 North Adams, Manchester at 47. And for 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, it'll be 59 in Albany, 62 at Hudson, mid-50s, Schoharie to Gloversville, and 53 at Speculator. All right, here's the forecast. 43 tonight, skies will clear out. And for tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun, a few scattered afternoon showers, and 63. Sunday, cooler, scattered showers, especially in the afternoon. And then check out Monday and Tuesday. Better chance of more significant rain. And even Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a few showers. Not a good 7-day forecast, so get used to it. It's going to be around a while.
All right, Steve. They probably still haven't forgotten the feeling when the Red Sox finally clinched the World Series. Now, local fans have the opportunity to get a glimpse of the first trophy for Boston in more than 80 years.
Plus, NASA looks to figure out why fuel tests on the Discovery shuttle did not turn up problems. But first, a mixed way to end the week on Wall Street. The Dow dropped 21 points while the Nasdaq gained 4.
Meet the best-selling SUV ever, the Ford Explorer. Built to take you anywhere you need to go. And the best-selling SUV since its introduction. And now we'd like to introduce you to Explorer Sport Track. Ford has released a limited number of these VIN-specific Explorer Sport Tracks at a special price. For a limited time, get your Sport Track for only $199 a month. That's $199 a month while supplies last. Visit your local upstate Ford dealer today.
Just got Verizon's DSL service instead of Roadrunner, and I am so glad I did.
It's $29.95 a month with Verizon.
Believe this, $29.95.
So they doubled the speed, and the price stayed the same.
Verizon DSL just got faster than what it used to be.
Twice as fast.
Verizon Online DSL is twice as fast as before, and it includes MSN Premium, something you don't get with Roadrunner.
They even threw in MSN Premium.
With all those parental controls.
Which is great, because I have my little girl at home.
I love those pop-up blockers, too.
I hate all the pop-up windows.
It's still just $29.95 a month. Compare that to the $44.95 a month Roadrunner charges.
They gave me all this stuff.
And Verizon is still $15 a month less than Roadrunner.
And $15 is $15.
Plus, when you call 1-800-931-2375 now, you'll get a wireless router and modem in one, so everyone can be online at home at the same time.
I had a lot of choices,
but I went with Verizon.
So call 1-800-931-2375 today.
I got it, baby.
It's the Jeep Memorial Day sales event. Your chance to choose from the award-winning lineup of Jeep vehicles, like the all-new Grand Cherokee, 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year, the newly redesigned Liberty with a 5-star side impact crash test rating, and even the adventurous Wrangler. Right now, qualified buyers can get the all-new Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $299 a month. Hurry in for great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
For the first time ever, the World Series trophy visited the city of Glens Falls. Red Sox fans from all over the capital region showed up to get a picture and touch that piece of history. Here's John Spadafora.
Over the last 6 months, the Boston Red Sox World Championship trophy has been everywhere from Providence to Portugal. This afternoon, it was at the Morse Athletic Fields in Glens Falls. Local businessman and vice chairman of the Red Sox, Philip Morse, made it happen. He's thrilled to be able to share a piece of the championship with diehard Sox fans like himself.
They crawl away into winter, and then in the spring they come back enthusiastic again. And this year, they could just sit back and say, dear God, we did it. Isn't that great? It's just a good, warm feeling.
The trophy will be at the Queensberry Hotel from 5 to 8 o'clock tonight. Then it's on to Cooperstown, where the Red Sox take on the Tigers Monday in the annual Hall of Fame game. Brendan Murphy and James Kostowski are the guardians of the trophy.
I've seen a few people cry, a few older people. Yeah, it's great. I mean, everyone has a great reaction to it, and it's happy, you know, everyone's happy to see it.
No tears from the local fans, only ear-to-ear grins.
This is terrific. I've been waiting 50 years for this. I've been a Red Sox fan, been out to Fenway Park a lot, and this is just absolutely great.
I was pretty excited. I actually got some goosebumps, actually. I guess I'm weird, but I can't wait to go up and touch it.
And what would a Red Sox gathering be without at least one Yankee fan?
What's it like as a Yankee fan to see this?
Terrible, because it doesn't say the Yankees on there.
Now, when addressing the crowd, Mr. Morse called this a once-in-a-lifetime event, to which the crowd replied, "We're going to do it again this year." Live in the newsroom, John Spadafora, News 10.
The chairman of the U.S. Olympic Committee says that New York City will lose the 2012 Summer Olympics if the Westside Stadium is not approved. Peter Uberoth says that the Olympic Committee won't approve the city without the Westside Stadium. New York, Madrid, Moscow, London, and Paris are the finalists in the competition for the Olympics. A key vote on the stadium is scheduled for Wednesday.
The Space Shuttle Discovery is undergoing more tests before its planned launch in July. Today, NASA officials filled the external tank with 500,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen and oxygen. They're trying to understand why sensors and valves did not work during tests conducted last month. NASA also plans to replace Discovery's fuel tank with a model that includes a heater to help prevent a buildup of ice in the tank.
Scientists in South Korea have announced a major breakthrough in stem cell research. They say they have found a way to grow custom-made stem cells that are made for particular people. Doctors take a skin cell from a patient and extract the DNA, then inject that DNA into a donated egg. That egg eventually develops into an embryo that is genetically identical to the patient and full of fresh stem cells that can be used to build new body parts.
This research turns up the heat on the stem cell debate. If we can take any person on Earth, use a skin cell from them, put it into an egg, and make a little copy to take bits and parts to transplant, well, that's going to make people pretty angry.
Next week, Congress is expected to consider a controversial bill to expand federal funding for stem cell research. President Bush is vowing to veto any legislation that will loosen restrictions on embryonic stem cell research.
Today marks the 1,000th day since the disappearance of Audrey Mae Herron. We'll tell you how her family plans to keep her memory alive when we come back.
Plus, outrage around the world as pictures of Saddam Hussein in his underwear appear in a London newspaper.
Close call, but we missed that rain heading out to sea during this evening. I think for the weekend, not a wash-up, but we will have to deal with at least some scattered showers.
Fact 1. They come equipped with uniquely advanced VTEC engine technology. Fact 2. All three have been rated an excellent value by IntelliChoice. Fact 3. Honda was rated best brand resale value. And if that's not enough, they all come with Honda's reputation for durability. The Element, the Pilot, and the CR-V. Now you can lease a Honda Pilot EX for $279 a month for well-qualified buyers.
It's a gimme, right, guys?
That's not a gimme.
That's not a gimme?
I think you should putt it.
You want me to putt it? The gimme.
Not a gimme.
Putt the gimme. I'm putting the gimme. Now that's a gimme.
At least you can count on the Toro Time Cutter Z mower, the most amazingly maneuverable Toro ever.
I married him because he was a man who made me feel so protected, so secure. To me, it's funny, though, how 3 daughters have made him even more of the man than I ever imagined.
Mommy said you might want a cheeseburger instead.
Come into Friendly's now for our new Colossal Burgers, like our 3 cheese and bacon burger, or our black and blue burger. Now get a Happy Ending Sundae free when you try any featured Colossal Burger.
Love the bread. You and me and Friendly's.
Hi, I'm Joe Carbone at the fastest growing Honda dealership in the tri-state area. And I'm Joe Carbone at the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the tri-state area.
And that dealership is Carbone Honda Toyota of Bennington. Because of record-setting sales, we have a record number of pre-owned cars and trucks on our used car lot. If you're in the market for a pre-owned, come see us. We'll offer you the lowest price you'll find in the tri-state area. We'll offer you a selection that qualify for 3.9% financing at Carbone Honda Toyota of Bennington. Nice people to do business with.
It's a few days late, but the Madison Theater told us just a short time ago it will open tonight. The Friends of the Madison Theater Group says the Madison will open for a 7 o'clock showing of Star Wars Episode 3. The theater was supposed to open on Wednesday, but inspectors found a broken pipe that flooded the basement on Monday.
A bank robbery, and moments later, a suspect in cuffs. The robbery happened about 2 this afternoon at the M&T Bank on Plank Road in Clifton Park. Police say minutes after setting up a perimeter, a suspect was caught as he ran into a wooded area. 34-year-old Robert Pratt is in the Saratoga County Jail on $20,000 bail. Fire broke out at a Columbia County home early this morning. It happened about 2:30 in the town of Gents on Harder Road. The home may be a total loss. Fire officials say no one was home, no injuries were reported, and they do not know the cause.
Today marks the 1,000th day since Audrey Mae Herron disappeared. Her family is planning to light 1,000 candles tonight as a symbol of every day she has been missing. They asked for candles from all across the country, hoping to get one from each of the 50 states. The ceremony will take place at 7 at the Columbia Green Long-Term Health Care Facility, the last place Herron was seen alive. It's back to square one again for investigators in Idaho. They spent the day checking out a tip that 2 missing children had been spotted about 75 miles from where they had disappeared. But now they say it was all a false alarm. The children are missing from a home where their mother, brother, and another person were found murdered on Monday. Police ruled out a man they called a person of interest in the case yesterday.
Controversy is heating up after the British tabloid The Sun published photos of former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein in its Friday edition. Not just any picture. The cover photo shows him wearing only his underwear with the headline, "Tyrants in his pants," a takeoff on the phrase "ants in his pants." The U.S. military said it did not give The Sun the photos, as the London tabloid claims. President Bush said he doesn't think the publication of the photos will outrage Iraqis enough to make the situation there worse.
I don't think a photo inspires murderers. I think they're inspired by an ideology that is so barbaric and backwards that it's hard for many in the Western world to comprehend how they think.
Military officials are investigating whether the photos came from an American or someone else who had access to Saddam. Meanwhile, Hussein's chief attorney is threatening to sue the tabloid, comparing the pictures to the Abu Ghraib prisoner scandal. Insurgents continue their battle in Iraq. 2 Iraqi soldiers killed and 3 wounded in an attack on a patrol in Baghdad today. In another part of the city, U.S. soldiers exchanged fire with insurgents after sealing off a home. They had targeted the home because they believed it was a haven for insurgents.
The filibuster fight raging on Capitol Hill will come to a head next week. A critical vote on the issue is now set for Tuesday. Republicans are asking for a vote to limit debate on the appeals court nomination of Priscilla Owen. They have asked for a vote on 4 other occasions, but each time it was blocked by the Democrats. Senator Bill Frist says if the vote passes, he's ready to set the wheels in motion toward a vote that would prevent Democrats from using the filibuster to block judicial nominations.
Google gets personal for its customers. We'll tell you how the website is changing to better meet your needs.
Plus, a major electronics chain says it's going to start restricting who it will sell video games to.
Futurecast, 7 a.m. Saturday morning. I think we'll start out with some sunshine, but during the day, clouds will increase and some scattered showers in the afternoon.
A while ago, we asked people to try New Gain Touch of Softness detergent. It has the great scent of Gain, but with a touch of fabric softener. People said they couldn't wait to tell their friends about it, but we asked them to keep it hush-hush. Miss, thanks for not spilling the beans. For a fresh scent and a fresh feel, New Gain Touch of Softness detergent is here.
Smart, classy, comfortable, delicious, tantalizing, refreshing, irresistible, sweet, balanced, delectable, unique. There are many words to describe us, but you only have to remember one: O'Callahan's. Insist on O'Callahan's. Fine food and spirit. 14 Phyla, Saratoga Springs.
I love a good value, like this sofa and chair from Meridian. I've shopped at Thomasville, Stickley, Pottery Barn, Ethan Allen. They're beautiful stores, but I didn't want to pay their prices. At Meridian's, I found the quality furniture I wanted and no interest for 1 full year. And with immediate delivery, I had the furniture I wanted at prices I could actually afford.
Don't miss the Meridian's Memorial Day sale in Albany and Troy. Meridian's, your style at the right price.
It's happening now. The Dodge Memorial Day sales event. Get great deals on Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage, Dodge Ram with Hemi Power, the all-new Dakota, the versatile Magnum, and the big size and smooth ride of Durango. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a Dakota Club Cab ST 4x2 with a V6 for just $149 a month at 1.78% APR. Hurry in for great deals on the Dodge lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Lotion, wonderful. What a relief from dry, itchy skin.
With 7 intensive moisturizers and 3 vitamins.
Truly amazing.
Don't take our word for it. Take yours.
Gold Bond Ultimate. This stuff really works.
Web surfers now have a say in what Google's homepage will look like.
The popular website is launching a new option that allows users to personalize its homepage with user preferences like movie listings and stock quotes. It's a big change for the internet portal, which has been greeting visitors with a no-frills homepage. A spokesman says Google wants to add the bells and whistles to make the information more usable for web surfers.
The Best Buy chain is planning to crack down on kids who buy video games meant for mature players. The store is instituting a new policy that will require employees to ask for IDs for children under 17 who who want to buy games rated M for mature. The games get the rating if they're violent or sexually explicit. Employees that don't ask for IDs could face dismissal, and the store will make sure the policy is enforced by sending undercover underage customers through that line.
Well, if you have a news story or you see news happening, please give us a call at 1-800-888-WTEN.
News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.
First with the news on air and online, Tracy Egan. Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo. This is News 10 at 5:30.
You could soon have endless travel options when flying out of Albany International Airport following the announcement that U.S. Airways and America West will merge. That merger will create the nation's 6th largest airline, and as Tanisha Millette tells us, a few new direct destinations for travelers in the capital region.
U.S. Airways and America West, two carriers with a history of financial struggles, are combining to form one single carrier, which will operate as U.S. Airways. A welcome announcement for those who travel out of Albany International on U.S. Airways.
It happens to fly to areas that I go to, and I would hate to see it fold. I fly to Albany, to Charlotte a lot, and into Carolinas, and it's just very convenient.
The airline's goal is to better compete with lower-cost rivals like Southwest Airlines, but still keep features like first-class service.
They hopefully don't drop any level of service, but lower fares are not a bad idea.
Flight options will increase for Capital Region travelers. U.S. Airways will take on America West routes, a total of 96 cities, a majority of which are on the West Coast, giving folks in our area the option to fly direct to cities previously not available out of Albany.
But they go from Canada, West Coast, right down into Mexico. So one stop is going to open up many travel opportunities for the people of this region.
All these options aside, U.S. Airways has had quite a rocky year with travelers. Remember the lost luggage around the holiday? So not everyone is ready to get excited just yet.
I've never been a fond traveler of America West, but I've tried to stay loyal to U.S. Air. We'll see what happens.
No. Airport officials say they had already come up with plans on how to recoup if U.S. Airways folded because it looked as if that would happen. They say they are so excited about the merger. They hope to get service up and running to some of those West Coast cities within 3 to 6 months, even though the airline says the merger could take up to 2 years. In the newsroom, Tanisha Millette, News 10.
Let's turn now to Steve Caparizzo. He says our weekend weather might be taking a turn for the better. Cap.
Tracy, it doesn't look quite as unsettled as it looked at this time last night. Not that it's going to be a picture-perfect weekend, but at least it's a small step in the right direction. Let's check outside this evening. It's a nice night. Looking from the Corning Tower, north and northeast, where this is 787. You see in the foreground the Hudson River in the background. I've seen quite a few boats going up and down the Hudson, and from my reliable sources, they are catching some stripers today. It's been a good day of fishing. All right, let's check the outlook for tonight. Skies will be clearing out, 43. And tomorrow, there may be a few scattered afternoon showers, and 63. All right, here's the deal with the weekend forecast. We're actually going to be in between two storms for Saturday and Sunday. That's the reason why not a lot of wet weather, just a few showers. The storms will combine to the south of us Monday and Tuesday, and that could be when we get our most significant showers or even a steadier rain. The complete weekend forecast coming up a little bit later in the newscast. Tracy?
Thanks, Kath. The scandal that cost a Saratoga Springs city official her job could eventually leave her boss looking for work as well. Shortly after the city council voted to eliminate Aaron Dreyer's position as deputy public safety commissioner, the city Republican committee decided to endorse retired state police captain Larry Britt for public safety commissioner instead of the current commissioner Thomas Curley. Curley supported Dreyer throughout her controversial tenure, in spite of allegations she was involved in an extramarital affair with a policeman and a grand jury investigation that concluded she tried to fix tickets and interfere with daily police operations. Schenectady Mayor Brian Stratton says he will close a loophole that let a city council member make a quick buck off property sold in tax foreclosure without giving the city its due. The city let Peter Delarada sell some property he bought 2 years ago on Van Vranken Avenue for $90,000 more than he paid for it, without paying up the $10,000 penalty he was supposed to give for selling the land before owning it for 5 years. That 5-year rule is meant to discourage speculation on property that the city has to sell quickly. Delarada has recently been involved in controversy. He was charged with assault after getting in a fight over a woman. U.S. Army recruiting offices here in the capital region and across the country were closed today. They're suspending operations for 24 hours for a nationwide review of recruiting practices. The stand down is in response to allegations of recruitment abuse. Those in the thick of the scandal say they stand by recruiting practices.
We are a very, very dispersed command. And as a result, we rely on the personal integrity and the adherence to Army values of every single recruiter in order to be able to live up to the standards of those values.
Meanwhile, the Army has missed its recruiting target 3 months in a row, and there are concerns that the current enlisted troops are already stretched too thin. The prom is a rite of passage that one South Glens Falls High School junior almost missed. Jeff Stecker tells us about one student who fought the district to go to the dance.
It's something every girl looks forward to and plans on, even when they're little.
Jessica is talking about going to the junior prom, but it almost didn't happen. The problem was that Jessica, a junior here at South Glens Falls Senior High School, just didn't buy her ticket on time. She found out 4 days after ticket sales were over that her boyfriend, who was serving in the Navy, could make it home for the big night. She went to school the next day and asked if she could get a ticket. She was told no.
Every girl deserves to go to their prom. Anybody deserves to go to their junior prom. It does. It hurts when you're told that you can't go.
Why did the school's principal say no?
She was following protocol based on regulations and policies which serve as the foundational system for events like this.
What Jessica heard was...
basically, rules are rules. That's all they had to say.
It's been the buzz on campus. Is everybody talking about this in school right now?
Yeah, a lot of kids are.
And everyone we spoke with agrees.
Yeah, I think she should be able to go to her prom, definitely. I think everybody should be able to go to it.
After a barrage of phone calls and emails, this morning the school district changed their minds.
I admit mistake. I apologize to my community. Let's make this event as nice as we possibly can.
And Jessica says she's learned a very important lesson.
Really, when you stand up for what you believe in, things happen.
Now, the community has really rallied around Jessica. She's been flooded with offers for a free limo, complimentary hairdressing, and even offers for dinner and dancing if the school hadn't changed its mind. Her biggest problem tonight is making sure she finds a dress in time for the dance. Jeff Stecker, News 10.
We wish her well. Well, you better remember to buckle up this Memorial Day weekend. Local and state law enforcement agencies will be enforcing a zero-tolerance campaign to make sure people wear their seatbelts. New York State troopers, sheriff's deputies, and local police statewide will set up checkpoints and dedicate more patrols to enforcing the seatbelt law. Last year, more than 56,000 seatbelt citations were issued during the Buckle Up New York campaign. It will start Memorial Day weekend and will last through June 5th. A normally quiet town is still abuzz over an unsolved mystery. When will there be a breakthrough in the Stockbridge murder case? And a well-known TV personality returns to the capital region. First, though, Steve Caparizzo will have your storm tracker forecast when we come back.
Until now, you needed a luxury sedan for this kind of room and comfort. Until now, you needed an SUV for command seating and a better view of the road. Until now, you would have had to pay twice as much for a sedan like this with all-wheel drive. In fact, Ford 500 goes from 0 to 60 faster than the Chrysler 300 Touring. The all-new Ford 500, now available for only $299 a month for a limited time at your local upstate Ford dealer.
The race is on for 3 days only at the Boat and RV Warehouse. With over $20 million of new and used boats and RVs, hundreds to choose from. Savings that you have to see to believe. New and used boats and RVs all priced to move with the lowest interest rates in years. Save on new and used cruisers, cuddies, bow riders, pontoons, motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-ups. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. $20 million in new and used boats and RVs. Hundreds to choose from. Huge savings for 3 days only at the Boat and RV Warehouse.
Stock up and save.
Our plants grew twice as big with twice the veggies.
All natural and twice as big. Kind of like me.
New Miracle Grow Organic Choice Garden Soil.
Now, your storm tracker forecast with News 10 Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo.
Howdy, welcome back. Let's get right into that Friday evening forecast. A lot of you getting all psyched up for the weekend, right? Tonight, skies be clearing out and a temperature reading of 43. There may be a few upper 30s up towards Lake George. And for tomorrow, it's going to be up around 63 with a scattering of showers during the afternoon. All right, come back to Steve here. We're going to show you the Storm Tracker high definition Doppler radar, and you can see that we missed that rain today to the south of us off the Jersey coastline. Here's the wet weather. And we dodged a bullet. This rain is heading off to the east and southeast, so it will not be affecting us. I want to zoom in to show you there are a few showers out across central New York. A couple of showers popping up in the past hour out near Cooperstown, southwest of Syracuse, and north of Elmira. These will tend to fall apart with the sunset. So we're expecting dry weather during this evening, and I think actually a decent start to the first part of Saturday. All right, now we're going to take a look at the Storm Tracker 3D satellite picture. The clouds we have over us, patchy clouds, will be dissipating tonight. These are caused by the daytime heating. You lose the heat, you lose the clouds, so that's the reason why it will clear out. Clouds off the coast with this storm that's heading out to sea, and that's the reason why the first half of the weekend we should be okay. 68 in Albany. It got close to 70 today. Nice afternoon. 67 at Glens Falls, New York City. Cloudier today. Some showers. We're flirting with Long Island and New York City to point south. Boston 63, 62 at Binghamton, and 68 at Syracuse. 58 Pittsfield, North Adams 65, Bennington 69, 58 at Saranac Lake, low 60s at Poughkeepsie, and low 60s out at Monticello. Remember, to the south of us, they had less sun and thicker cloud cover. Skies by 10 p.m. on the Futurecast should be mostly clear. Notice 7 a.m. on Saturday, a lot of sunshine to start the morning off. Then during the day, the clouds back in, and there will be scattered showers tomorrow afternoon. This is at 5 p.m. By no means would I cancel plans. It's not going to be a washout, hit or miss type deal. That threat continues for the first half of Saturday night. Sunday at 7 a.m., there may be another round of a few sprinkles or light showers, especially north and east of Albany. We'll have to watch these. They may tend to back in a bit during the afternoon, but again, we're looking at showers as opposed to continuous, steady, and heavy rainfall, so that's the good news. 59 at 7 p.m. in Albany. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the upper 40s, 49 in Albany, 47 Averill Park at 7 a.m., 48 at Bennington. And for Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., 59 in Albany, 62 Hudson, Westerlo 54, Pittsfield at 54, off to the west about 60 at Amsterdam, Schoharie 59, and 55 at Summit. All right, forecast, 7 p.m. tonight, 62, nice evening. Clearing out around midnight, 51, mostly clear at 5 a.m. and 43. Tomorrow starting out partly sunny, 47. Some sun still at noon, but clouding up shortly thereafter. And 5 p.m. there may be a few scattered showers, and 63. Scattered showers on Sunday, nothing heavy and nothing steady, 55. Better chance of more significant rain Monday afternoon. And for Tuesday, notice the temperatures on the cool side, mid to upper 50s, and even the chance of showers continuing here Wednesday and Thursday, and possibly Friday as well. We may be going into an extended period of below normal temperatures and above normal rain. Oh. Hopefully not a lot of rain this weekend, though.
All right, thank you,
All right,
Steve.
Tracy.
Coming up here on News 10 at 5:30, Stockbridge residents sound off about an unsolved murder in their town. Find out what they had to say. And a former attorney of Michael Jackson takes the stand again. Stay tuned.
They say that the grass is always greener on the other side. How true. The Accord LX, EX, and introducing the all-new 255 horsepower hybrid from Honda. Now you can lease an Accord LX sedan for $199 a month for well-qualified buyers.
Why doesn't your car look like new anymore? We can think of lots of reasons. You need Hoffman Express Detailing, available at any Hoffman full-service car wash. With Hoffman Express Detailing, your car's interior can look like new again in just minutes with no appointment needed. And Hoffman's Express Hand Waxing can buff your car to a brilliant shine. Express Detailing services start at only $49.95 and include a free ultimate full-service car wash. Just ask for Hoffman Express Detailing. Quick service, clean cars.
This weekend, you can afford the very best at Performance Pianos. Repossessed Scratch and Dent Piano Sale. Up to 70% off. No money down. Payments as low as $35 a month. Many repossessed Scratch and Dents, manufacturers' closeouts, and more. New grands from $39.95. New consoles from $19.95.
Performance Pianos for the performance of your life.
Hurry, sale ends this Sunday.
Performance Pianos.
behind this incredible offer. A Consumer's Digest Best Buy, LeSabre. Beautifully sculpted exterior, a luxuriously appointed cabin, Buick's legendary ride, nearly 30 miles per gallon highway, and the security of OnStar standard. During Buick's Hot Button event, get $4,500 total cash back on LeSabre. Think of it, $4,500. Hot Button bonus cash on every new Buick ends May 31st. See your Empire Buick dealer.
A family in the town of Rexford is out of a home tonight following a fire earlier today. Firefighters were called to this two-story home at 21 Wing Road at around 12:30. The house was completely engulfed in flames when they arrived on the scene. Fortunately, no one was home at the time, so no one was hurt. Investigators are still trying to find out how the fire started, but they say it does not appear to be suspicious in nature. The home, though, a complete loss. The Gordon family lives there. There are still few answers about the murder of a Brooklyn woman in the normally quiet town of Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Last night, town leaders met with people living in the Berkshire County town to update them on the case, but they had very little information to share. Residents wanted to know when an arrest would be made and if they could go out walking again. Back on May 1st, the body of 52-year-old Jan Stackhouse was found on the side of Dugway Road. She had just gone out for a walk. Since then, police have remained tight-lipped about the case.
I think I understand that at this point, because they're in an investigation, they really can't say what they don't know, and perhaps they can't say what they do know yet.
Sense of community, where people come together and they can discuss, you know, what it is to live in Stockbridge and how we feel about it. And so many of us feel, you know, uneasy, violated, but, you know, it is Stockbridge, and we're still here.
The police chief did concede that state police patrols have been stepped up in the town, and they'll remain that way until an arrest is made. Police in the North Country say a major roadway that runs through the capital region is being used on a regular basis by international drug traffickers. In the latest bust, state troopers say they seized 8 blocks of cocaine and 70 tablets of ecstasy from a Quebec man headed towards the Canadian border on the Northway. Jason Buckholz was originally stopped for speeding. He's now being held in the Clinton County Jail on drug charges. No bail for him. Investigators say I-87 is used on a daily basis by drug dealers moving their product from New York City to Canada. Michael Jackson's former attorney testified at the pop star's trial for a second time today, but the defense move did not go over well with the judge. The pop star signed a limited waiver of his attorney-client privileges with former attorney Mark Garagos so that Garagos could only be questioned about events that led up to Jackson's arrest in 2003. The judge made it very clear that he felt deceived by the defense and ruled that Garagos must talk about events outside that time frame. He's also considering sanctions against lead attorney Tom Mesereau.
That doesn't look good in front of a jury. The jury's going to think, why are you hiding that information? So in a sense, the judge is punishing the defense already.
Meanwhile, Garagos testified that he spoke to a private investigator about the accuser's family because he was worried they would make an accusation against Jackson or sell their story to a tabloid. A well-known TV personality gets back to her roots. Coming up, find out how Kate Snow will put the capital region in the spotlight this weekend. And a real mix-up was enough to turn Star Wars fans to the dark side in New Jersey. Stay tuned.
Sunday at 7 a.m., a lot of clouds, maybe a sprinkle or shower. A better chance of showers late Sunday afternoon.
Kick off your Memorial Day right in a new Chrysler vehicle during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event, like the Chrysler 300, 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Town and Country with the revolutionary Stow and Go, the versatile PT Cruiser, and the safety utility vehicle Chrysler Pacifica. Right now, qualified returning buyers can get a 2005 Town and Country Touring for just $299 a month. Hurry in today for great deals on the Chrysler lineup during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Introducing the best deal ever on family entertainment. It's the 2005 Great Escape Season Pass. For just $59.99, get unlimited visits all season long. Coming this year, it's the Looney Tunes National Park with 10 new rides and attractions and all your Looney Tunes pals. Plus, get free tickets for friends, a free water park, a coupon book worth over $500, free special events, and admission to any Six Flags theme park in the country. Buy it online at sixflags.com or Price Chopper and get it for less than the cost of 2 visits. But hurry, this offer ends June 19th.
Put some dazzle in your kitchen with Appliance Giant. It's the grand opening of our new showroom of Professional Series appliances. We proudly carry the full line of Viking Professional Series appliances, considered the foremost name in the premium appliance market. Viking offers the only complete line of professional-style appliances for your luxury kitchen, with sleek curves and fresh contemporary aesthetics.
We've got the largest selection of professional series appliances in the area. Visit us today during our grand opening at one of our superstores.
Give it the old college try as Pat and Vanna take you back to school.
America's game is in America's heartland, Kansas City.
Catch all the Big 12 college action on the next wheel.
Tonight at 7 on WTEN.
It's happening now. The Dodge Memorial Day sales event. Get great deals on Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage, Dodge Ram with Hemi Power, the all-new Dakota, the versatile Magnum, and the big size and smooth ride of Durango. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a Grand Caravan SXT with stow-and-go seating and storage for just $259 a month at 4.2% APR. Hurry in for great deals on the Dodge lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Coming up at 6 on News 10.
It is 1 week ago today that the brutally stabbed body of a young girl was dumped right there. I'm John McLaughlin, and coming up on News 10, I'll have an update on the police investigation.
I'm Walt McClure in Schenectady, where 3 homes have been evacuated because the roof of that house in the middle is shifting and nearing collapse. I'll have the very latest coming up on News 10.
With summer nearly upon us, the Guardian Angels are kicking it into high gear here in Schenectady tonight. They're set to get some new tools to work with. I'm Scott Patterson. The story is coming up.
And I'm Terry McSweeney. Also tonight on News 10 at 6, it's party time ×2 in Saratoga Springs. You got prom parties left and right. They got Skidmore College graduation. The town's bursting with proud parents and tuxed out teens. How the town is handling the hubbub on News 10 at 6. Tracy.
Thanks, Terry. Pittsfield's downtown movie theater is getting a $1 million boost. The city announced today that it secured a community development action grant for that project. The cinema center will be located in the renovated Kresge and Cannell buildings on North Street. It will contain 2 200-seat widescreen theaters with stadium-style seating for as many as 140 people. Market studies indicate the complex could bring 150,000 people a year into downtown Pittsfield, which could pump $1.7 million into the economy. Well, she is a Burnt Hills native and now a national correspondent. This weekend, ABC News' Kate Snow puts the capital region in the spotlight. The show she co-anchors, Weekend Good Morning America, is highlighting its hosts' hometowns. Snow was in town last week to film the segment, and she sat down with News 10's Elisa Van Wee.
Nearly 50% of 21-year-olds say they binge drink.
Before she became one of ABC's most experienced journalists, Kate Snow was a curious child who longed to write stories.
I came from a family, my father's a professor, so I came from a family where you ask a lot of questions and you really, read the newspaper and you study the world, so definitely being near Albany was a factor in all that.
Those habits served Snow well as she found her own voice. First as a 1987 grad of Burnt Hills Ballston Lake High, then at Cornell and Georgetown universities, and finally as a Washington correspondent, reporter and anchor at ABC News. Her voice now reaches millions. But Snow still hears the opinions and questions her family might ask, the ones she started asking as a little girl.
Is my mom going to understand, this story, this particular story about the Pope in Rome? Is my mom going to get it? And how can I tell it in a way that somebody in Oklahoma is going to understand?
Kate Snow. This is Snow's first trip back to the capital region since marrying her husband Chris. The couple has a 2-year-old son and a baby on the way. This is a business trip, though, one of many in a job that sends her around the world, but strangely enough, keeps her connected to the people and places she loved in Burnt Hills.
I've actually reconnected with quite a few people just because I'm on TV, because I have this weird job where I'm seen.
Snow also stopped by her childhood home, number 99 Lake Hill Drive, a home her parents loved but left 10 years ago so her dad could teach at Penn State. It's one of the many things, including apple cider donuts, that Kate misses.
I miss the smell of the air up here. It smells different.
And it feels different after years away. Years that took her from a quiet Capital Region neighborhood all the way to the anchor desk at Good Morning America.
Friday's the big concert, here on Good Morning America.
With Kate Snow in Burnt Hills, Elisa Van Wee, News 10.
And she remembers having my mom as a librarian. Kate says she did apply to all the news stations here in Albany, but she couldn't get a job back when she tried. Her feature on Burn Hills airs this Sunday morning at 8 a.m. right here on Channel 10. Well, if you're going to catch Star Wars this weekend, hope this doesn't happen to you. Find out how Revenge of the Sith became lost in translation next.
7 a.m. Saturday morning, 49 in Albany, Pittsfield at 47, mid-40s at Schoharie, and 46 at Speculator.
Meet the best-selling SUV ever, the Ford Explorer. Built to take you anywhere you need to go. And the best-selling SUV since its introduction. And now we'd like to introduce you to Explorer Sport Track. Ford has released a limited number of these VIN-specific Explorer Sport Tracks at a special price. For a limited time, get your Sport Track for only $199 a month. That's $199 a month while supplies last. Visit your local upstate Ford dealer today.
We are committed, the counties, the state, and the Oneida Nation of New York, to stand together to make sure that any effort the Oneida of Wisconsin bring to try to disrupt people in central New York.
The state once said that they weren't going to negotiate with out-of-state tribes. And then they come up with this deal.
Out-of-state tribes coming in here all of a sudden saying, hey, now we have an interest.
The large amount of money is going to go to Wisconsin. It's certainly not going to stay in New York State.
So tell your state senator to say no deal to the Pataki out-of-state tribes deal.
The race is on for 3 days only at the Boat and RV Warehouse. With over $20 million of new and used boats and RVs, hundreds to choose from. Savings that you have to see to believe. New and used boats and RVs, all priced to move with the lowest interest rates in years. Save on new and used cruisers, cuddies, bow riders, pontoons, motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-ups. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. $20 million in new and used boats and RVs, hundreds to choose from. Huge savings for 3 days only at the Boat and RV Warehouse.
Hey, only in Schenectady, Tom, do we have a great selection of the new Hyundai Tucson. The hottest thing going in a sport utility vehicle. 27 miles a gallon, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And, Tom, I'll tell you something. I'm going to discount them this month and move them out.
Did you say 27 miles to the gallon?
On a sport ute, Tom. It don't get any better than that. Look at the selection I have.
You'll probably save as much on gas to make half your monthly payment.
And you can drive a beautiful sport utility, Tom.
One of the hottest in America. As you sell a Hyundai in Schenectady, where it always is.
Yeah.
The force was not with some Star Wars fans in Eatontown, New Jersey last night. Their long-awaited chance to see Revenge of the Sith went awry when the audio track suddenly went from English to Japanese in the middle of the film. The angry moviegoers chanted, "Stop the movie," until the manager brought up the lights and said the film would not continue. The people were offered the chance of squeezing into another showing, coming back another day, or getting a refund. A spokesperson for the movie theater says they're not sure how that Japanese version was spliced in. Very puzzling. A little more puzzling than the weather that's headed our way. Cap?
Merci beaucoup. Très bien. No, I don't know that much French. That's about it after 7 years of school. This is going to be in English. Let's take a look outside. Again, we're looking from the Corning Tower North. This is 787. And it's just a lovely evening. In fact, this is the warmest evening we've had of the entire week, with temperatures still in the upper 60s. All right, let's recap the forecast. Tonight, clearing out and 43. And tomorrow we expect some morning sun, then clouding up in the afternoon, a scattering of showers. So the first half of the day probably won't be too bad. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a few showers, nothing steady or heavy, but check out the temperature in the mid-50s. Here's the most depressing part of the forecast. The weather goes downhill, especially Monday afternoon and Tuesday, more significant rain. And this storm could stick around the entire week. Threat of showers on Wednesday and Thursday, 60s. Friday, a little bit more sun and about 70. That's the 7-day forecast. The news at 6 continues.
From WTEN in Albany, the news team that's leading the way in local news coverage. On air and online. This is News 10 at 6.
1 week and counting since the stabbing death of a 14-year-old Albany girl.
Still no arrest, but police sources say they are pursuing some important leads. John McLaughlin has the story.
Albany police stopped traffic today on Mount Hope Drive in the South End, hoping that 1 week later, someone might recall something leading to the killer of 14-year-old Gretchen Perham, whose body was dumped in the brush just a short distance away. Her mother still waiting for answers
And no matter how many times I try to tell myself that it's okay, you know, she's with God, it hurts so much.
The family prepares a small memorial garden for Gretchen in front of their Quail Street home. Meanwhile, police say that they've interviewed dozens of people and have several important leads. The focus, fairly obvious. First, those closest to Gretchen and those closest to her family, but also students at Hackett Middle School, where Gretchen was allowed to leave early each day because of fights with other girls.
All we're asking for right now is patience. Homicide investigations are difficult. Some are clear-cut. They're easy to solve.
Gretchen's family say they will light this candle on the front porch each night until Gretchen's killer is caught and convicted.
Even the sickest of a person has a conscience, and I'm sure their conscience is eating them up, you know, and we sure won't be able to rest until they're brought to justice.
Now, police sources are telling me that Gretchen was stabbed 18 times in the chest, not 9 times as earlier reported, indicating a particularly vicious and perhaps premeditated attack, not a spontaneous act. And if you recall anything suspicious on that day, detectives would like to talk with you. Live in the newsroom, John McLaughlin, News 10.
The city of Rensselaer loses its fire chief. He resigned today because of turmoil between the fire department and the Common Council.
We're not going to this dog show either. Let him speak.
It was brought to a head earlier this week when council member Lee Breidenbeck was accused by angry firefighters at the council's meeting of leaving a voice message on Chief James Van Voorst's phone insulting the department and calling them buffoons. This afternoon, the chief submitted his resignation. Mayor Mark Pratt tells us Van Voorst is a victim of circumstance and that he did not ask for the chief's resignation.
Lawyers for the Glens Falls man accused of gunning down his wife in her car have notified the district attorney they may use an insanity defense. Lawyers for 42-year-old Raymond DeLorenzo filed the notice if the case against him goes to trial. DeLorenzo is accused of killing his estranged wife, Lori, back in February, shooting her with a high-powered rifle in a convenience store parking lot. Warren County DA Kate Hogan says she plans on contesting the insanity defense.
An Albany police officer accused of DWI has been allowed to keep his driver's license. 33-year-old Robert Shunk may not have been properly read his Miranda rights before he was arrested back in April. That's because fellow Albany PD officers gave conflicting testimony on the matter at a DMV hearing. Shunk was allegedly driving drunk when he slammed into 2 parked cars on North Allen Street on April 24th. He is still suspended from his job and faces misdemeanor DWI charges. The Angels are back on the streets of Schenectady. The Guardian Angels are launching patrols in Hamilton Hill, and that's where Scott Patterson is live tonight. Scott.
Well, Elisa, they now have some new tools. Some new bicycles arrived within the past hour so that the Guardian Angels can do some bicycle patrols. Those local Angels now are excited to get the bikes on the street. So far, the Guardian Angels have patrolled the streets of Schenectady on foot. But with the addition of these bicycles, they can cover much more ground, and they hope to deter much more crime.
We want to provide them a means of getting through all the side streets and the main traffic areas of Hamilton Hill where they need to be very visible.
Curtis Sliwa is the founder of Guardian Angels, which has chapters around the world. He says Schenectady's relatively new chapter is ready to expand their range.
It's right on the cusp of summer. That's when the streets really get intense.
The Angels have been training since December, but also showing their presence on the street, and they are recognized by kids.
Thank you for being here.
Sure, guys.
If you get crashed, they help you. And like they call the cops if you need the cops on you, and they help you. Like if somebody's hitting on you, they protect you.
And by adults. Shelby Hill has lived in Hamilton Hill her whole life.
It's a very good feeling. Make people think there's other people out here trying to do the right thing. You know, look out for the kids in the neighborhood and keep everything straight.
Now, the Guardian Angels plan to start their bike patrols right away. That means tonight. Now, it was just a week ago today that there was shots fired in this intersection right here. Nobody was hit, but the Angels acknowledged that it just shows that they need to keep on their toes. Live in Schenectady, Scott Patterson, News 10.
A Schenectady home teeters on the brink of collapse tonight, and there are concerns about houses on either side. Walt McClure has more.
Looking out my window, heard a noise, the floor shook. Heard cracking, looked outside from the house, the roof of the house next door sliding off into mine.
Carl Turner and his family are probably luckier than Kateria Couvertier and her family, Carl's house at 431 Schenectady Street could still be salvaged. Kateria's next door at 433 is most likely going to have to be torn down.
We can't go in and get nothing. It's unstable, they're saying.
Different sections of the roof area and the chimney have come down in greater degrees, and we're very concerned about the stability of the roof and the building.
Utility crews shut off gas and power to all three houses out of concern that things could get worse as the situation wears on.
We were concerned with the shifting up, particularly up above, that we could have a fire hazard there that could start a fire, either electrical or gas, that we wouldn't be able to go up and put out, because I would not put men up in that building.
A demolition crew is being brought in to try and push the roof in the hopes that will stabilize the building enough to find out what caused the shift. In the meantime, at least 20 people can only watch and wait.
I have no clue where we're going to go tonight.
Now, we're hearing that there's been additional shifting in the last hour. We're trying to get more information on that. And the Red Cross and Salvation Army are getting involved in helping Kateria and the others find places to stay. Once crews can get the building stabilized, if they can, they'll decide what to do next, which could include tearing down part or all of 433 Schenectady Street. Walt McClure, News 10.
Police in Clifton Park say they've made quick work of a bank robber. Just minutes after the M&T Bank on Plank Road was held up this afternoon, police arrested 34-year-old Robert Pratt as he ran toward a wooded area nearby. He's being held in the Saratoga County Jail on $20,000 bail.
It's prom and graduation weekend all rolled into one in Saratoga Springs. Tracy Egan's here to tell us how it affects the Spa City. Tracy.
Well, first of all, it is great for business. I was up there this afternoon, and it was tough to find a place to park on Broadway. The city center is hosting the senior prom for Ballston Spa tonight. Proms are considered a great fill-in when the center can't accept any conference business because the adjacent Prime Hotel is nearly filled to capacity for Skidmore's graduation tomorrow. Seniors were hanging out with the family members who made it possible for them to attend the prestigious school. Kim Liz's grandmother and mother are thrilled that one of the women in their family is finally getting a sheepskin. The Ridgefield, Connecticut girl says the two older generations made tremendous sacrifices so she could attend Skidmore.
There's my Nana and my mom. And I would like to thank them publicly. So don't fall over now.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're very proud of her. Very proud. It's been a tough road, but she did it, and she came out on top.
Well, it's something that her Nana always wanted to do, and I always wanted to do, but she's accomplished it.
Are you the first? They are so proud. Most of the students I spoke with today say they've said their goodbyes to classmates. Tomorrow is all about thanking family members. Skidmore's graduation is set for tomorrow morning at 11 at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. Tracy Egan, News 10.
It's a huge controversial project coming up, the vote in Congress that means a next step for the Hudson River dredging project.
Then Albany International Airport's biggest airline is getting married. Kind of. We'll tell you what it means for you as a traveler.
At 2 p.m. Saturday, 59 in Albany, 55 North Adams, 56 Schoharie, and 62 at Hudson.
I love a good value, like this sofa and chair from Meridian. I've shopped at Thomasville, Stickley, Pottery Barn, Ethan Allen. They're beautiful stores, but I didn't want to pay their prices. At Meridian's, I found the quality furniture I wanted and no interest for 1 full year. And with immediate delivery, I had the furniture I wanted at prices I could actually afford.
Don't miss the Meridian's Memorial Day sale in Albany and Troy. Meridian's, your style at the right price.
We learn early on that money can fuel our desires. So we sacrifice, save, and spend for what we truly want. And this experience brings us joy. A joy you rediscover whenever you shop wisely. Finding the freshest, finest foods and finding them at good prices. Getting the most for your money makes you feel good. And so do other things. Discover the wonders of shopping Hannaford.
2 dealerships, Terry Chrysler Jeep and Morris Ford Mercury. 1 pre-owned super lot here on Route 50 in Bird Hills. Pre-owned vehicles to fit everyone's budget. Super selection, super savings, super deals.
Browse our lots, take a test drive, we're ready to deal. I'm Charlie Morris, and when you buy a car from the Route 50 super lot, you get services from the entire Morris Car Group family.
Follow the road to savings, Terry Morris.
That's why my grandpa is still #1.
I want it all.
I want things easier. I want to save a lot.
Want all that?
Then get All-in-One from Time Warner Cable.
What's that?
With All-in-One, you'll save up to hundreds of dollars every year when you get digital cable, Roadrunner, and digital phone together. Together on one simple bill at one low price.
Wow! Finally! We all want it!
Then call today and ask for All-in-One, new from Time Warner Cable.
Looks like the force is with the Madison, and you still have a little time to be one of the first people to go to the newly reopening Madison Theater. Theater managers told us a short time ago that they will open their doors for the first showing at 7 o'clock tonight. Yes, tonight. And of course, the premiere movie of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, will be airing. The Madison was supposed to open Wednesday, but water problems meant a failed inspection. Now the theater is ready to go, and managers call tonight's premiere a soft opening, so to speak.
Endless travel options could be in store for those flying out of Albany International Airport following the announcement U.S. Airways and America West will merge. Tanisha Millett joins us now to explain how. Tanisha.
Well, Terry, the merger will create the nation's 6th largest airline and will provide new destination options for travelers in the capital region. The two airlines both have a history of financial struggles and are combining to form one single carrier, which will operate as U.S. Airways. It will compete with low-cost rivals like Southwest. Flight options will increase for capital region travelers because U.S. Airways will take on America West routes. 96 cities, a majority of which are on the West Coast.
America West, they have hundreds of flights. They're mostly based in the West Coast, but they go from Canada, West Coast, right down into Mexico. So one stop is going to open up many travel opportunities for the people of this region.
The two airlines plan to unload almost 60 airplanes, meaning they may need to cut staff. Right now, they estimate 7,000 people could lose their jobs. However, Albany International believes workers here may not feel the sting. They say since America West doesn't operate out of this airport, they anticipate an increase in jobs as the airline increases its service to the West Coast. Tanisha Millett, News 10.
The scandal that cost a Saratoga Springs city official her job could eventually leave her boss looking for work as well. Shortly after the city council voted to eliminate Aaron Dreyer's deputy public safety commissioner post yesterday, the city Republican committee decided not to endorse current public safety commissioner Thomas Curley. Instead, retired state police captain Larry Britt got the nod. Curley has supported Dreyer throughout her controversial tenure, in spite of allegations of misuse of power and an extramarital affair with a police officer. Congressman John Sweeney insists the plans for dredging the Hudson will go on as scheduled. Sweeney spoke on the floor of the House of Representatives yesterday afternoon, just before a vote was taken by the House on the dredging bill. He says a proposal for further study of the project will not delay the first phase of dredging. And the congressman who proposed the measures says the study would be used to look at the cost and effectiveness of dredging, but will be used only to guide future projects, not current ones.
No stadium, no Olympics. The chairman of the U.S. Olympic Committee says that New York City will lose the 2012 Summer Olympics if the West Side Stadium is not approved. New York, Madrid, Moscow, London, and Paris are the finalists in the competition for the Olympics. The International Olympic Committee has scheduled a July 6th vote. Meanwhile, a key vote on the stadium is scheduled for next Wednesday here in Albany.
A school changes its mind, and it means a local girl will take her Navy boyfriend to the prom.
One South Glens Falls high school student almost missed her junior prom, but now the district has changed its mind. I'm Jeff Stecker. I'll have that story coming up.
Let's check out Doppler radar. Notice the rain missing us tonight. I think for the weekend, a split decision of the complete forecast for the weekend coming right up.
First on Wall Street, profit takers drove the markets to a mixed close, though the major markets posted substantial gains for the week. Here are the final numbers.
The humongous savings store, Huck Finn's Warehouse and more.
If you haven't been to Huck Finn's Warehouse today, you couldn't possibly know what's new.
Boatloads of wicker. You've never seen so much in one place before. Armchairs, love seats, tables, rocking chairs, folding screens, picnic baskets, chaise lounge, cushions too. Several styles and your choice of traditional or resin wicker. Don't forget the baskets, the papasan's, the mirrors.
The humongous savings store, more than anywhere. Huck Finn's Warehouse and more.
This job, it's all about helping people.
Thanks for getting here so fast. He was having these sympathy cravings for a cheeseburger and a pizza.
It's okay, ma'am. I've got your Domino's cheeseburger pizza right here.
Genius. Look how happy he is. You got any pork chops in there?
Pork chops?
Or funnel cake?
It's like a cheeseburger, only better, because it's a pizza. Juicy beef, classic cheeseburger taste. Buy a medium for $9.99, and any second medium is just $5 more. In the door, it's Domino's new American Classic Cheeseburger Pizza.
Where's the nearest exit to retirement?
What?
With a confident view of the future?
Reaching financial destinations takes more than aspiration.
Oh, and some golf courses.
It takes preparation and the inspiration of knowing someone's on your side. Through financial planning, online banking, loans, and more, KeyBank helps find the simplest routes to your goals and the most realistic ones.
Here's something for getting us there early.
Key. Achieve anything.
Let's face it, there are a lot of bad drivers out there. You can't change their driving, but you can learn to avoid them. That's why at Liberty Mutual, we teach something called decision driving and offer the latest auto safety advice to keep the road safer and keep premiums down.
Liberty Mutual. It's more than insurance. It's insurance in action.
Looks like we've got some work to do.
Now, your storm tracker forecast with News 10 Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo.
Welcome back. Let's get right into the all-important weekend forecast. If you got plans this weekend, it may not be picture perfect, but we're not expecting a lot of rain at this point. 8 p.m. this evening, some beautiful weather. Go for a walk or a bike ride after supper tonight, about 60. Midnight clearing out, 51. And it should be sunny, or at least partly to mostly sunny to start Saturday morning at 7 a.m. a temperature at 47. So not quite as cool as it has been the past couple of nights. Let's check in with the News 10 weather watchers this evening, and it's quiet everywhere. Glens Falls at 68. Jack Evans over in Sunderland, Vermont, 63. 68 at Bennington, Lansingburg at 69. And Charlotte, Shepherdson, and Dalton in the Central Berkshires, temperature at 60. Here's our Storm Tracker 3D satellite picture. And these clouds are what we call instability clouds. They form during the daytime heating. The air rises, it's cold above us, and the clouds form. Once you lose the heating, these clouds dissipate. So we'll clear out tonight. Here's that storm that we talked about last night. We said it would get pretty close to us. It got up just about to New York City. Now it's heading east-southeast out to sea and will not pose a threat in our forecast. All right, the Futurecast, 10 p.m. tonight. Skies for most of us should become mostly clear. 7 a.m. Saturday morning. If you got plans tomorrow morning, I do expect some sunshine. But notice what happens during the afternoon. Clouds will actually back in from the northeast. And I know there's a lot of green here, but these will be scattered, mostly light showers during tomorrow afternoon. This is at 5 p.m. It's going to be a hit or miss type deal. It's not going to be continuous rain. That activity should fall apart during Saturday night. And then Sunday morning at 7 a.m., the clouds will back in again from a storm developing on the New England coast. So Sunday will be a little different type of a storm, and these showers could work in during the afternoon. And again, it's not going to be continuous rain. 59 this evening at Albany, 56 at Speculator, 55 at Manchester. By 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, just about everybody will be in the 40s. And for Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., 59 in Albany, 54 Pittsfield, 56 in Schoharie, 55 at Gloversville. All right, check out the weather squeeze play, a very complex forecast this weekend. One storm to the northeast, one to the southwest. We're in between the two. That's the reason why a lot of clouds and scattered showers this weekend. And then later Sunday into Monday, this storm will combine into one big one south of New England. It will sit here for probably 2 or 3 days, and that means unsettled weather. All right, 43 tonight. Tomorrow, some sun, then clouding up in the afternoon, a few scattered showers, 63. Sunday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, and cool, 55. A more significant rain later Monday afternoon into Tuesday in the 50s, and still a threat of showers Wednesday and Thursday, and maybe Friday as well, with temperatures running below normal for the next 7 days. Weekend not great, but not a washout.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. Prom night will be extra special for one local girl. Her Navy boyfriend will get to escort her after all. We'll tell you why a school's change of heart will make her night.
And a former hockey hero returns to Troy to be honored for his achievements on and off the ice.
Why get Verizon Online DSL instead of Roadrunner? Because it's $15 a month less. I was thinking because Verizon just doubled their speed. Well, speed is nice, but $29.95 a month. Surely that's enough reason to get it. But super fast speed lets you download files and send emails like that. You should sign up for the great price. Fast speed. Nice speed. Nice.
To get Verizon Online DSL, call 1-888-356-1275. It's twice as fast as before.
Speed.
And still only $29.95 a month.
Price.
That's $15 a month less than Roadrunner.
Want to go online? After you? No, after you. Please, I insist. Easy, fellas. You can both go online at the same time. Verizon comes with a wireless router and modem in one. Who is this guy?
Call 1-888-356-1275 and get a wireless router and modem in one.
Speed. Price.
We are committed, the counties, the state, and the Oneida Nation of New York, to stand together to make sure that any effort the Oneida of Wisconsin bring to try to disrupt people in central New York.
The state once said that they weren't going to negotiate with out-of-state tribes. And then they come up with this deal.
Out-of-state tribes coming in here all of a sudden saying, hey, now we have an interest.
The large amount of money is going to go to Wisconsin. It's certainly not going to stay in New York State.
So tell your state senator to say no deal to the Pataki out-of-state tribes deal.
I love a good value, like this sofa and chair from Meridian. I've shopped at Thomasville, Stickley, Pottery Barn, Ethan Allen. They're beautiful stores, but I didn't want to pay their prices. At Meridian's, I found the quality furniture I wanted and no interest for 1 full year. And with immediate delivery, I had the furniture I wanted at prices I could actually afford.
Don't miss the Meridian's Memorial Day sale in Albany and Troy. Meridian's, your style at the right price.
Rensselaer will be handing out 4 honorary degrees tomorrow as part of the school's 2005 commencement ceremony. Among those being honored, one of RPI's all-time greatest athletes. Sports Director Dan Murphy has more.
Former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker. One-time President of the Corporation of Public Broadcasting Bob Coonrod. And former RPI hockey star Joe Juneau. Now, at first glance, you might think, one of these doesn't belong with the others.
Exactly. That's a little bit the way I look at it too. You know, it's to me it's kind of funny because I'm just a grown-up kid that just had a dream to play hockey, but at the same time had different interests.
But don't be fooled. Throughout his 13-year NHL career, Juneau was itching to put his engineering degree to work. And after hanging up his skates in 2004, Juneau joined Harfan Technologies, a high-tech company based in his hometown in Quebec.
After retiring like this and you find yourself in this situation, you realize that the RPI or Rensselaer experience have brought me so much more than just a hockey career. To receive an honorary degree from a school like Rensselaer at my age, you know, is something I'm very grateful for.
Joining Juneau, Volcker, Coonrod on stage will be U.S. Senator, former First Lady Hillary Clinton, who will deliver the commencement address and also receive an honorary degree. The ceremony getting underway tomorrow morning at 9:30. And an update, the University of Albany softball team has been beaten by Northwestern. Game 1 of the NCAA regional. Final score was 6-1. The Lady Danes will face Louisville tomorrow in a loser's bracket game. Live in the newsroom, Dan Murphy, News 10.
Today marks day number 1,000 since Audrey Mae Herron disappeared. Her family is planning to light 1,000 candles as a symbol of every day she's been missing. They asked for candles from all across the country, hoping to get one from each of the 50 states. The ceremony will take place at the Columbia Green long-term health care facility, the last place Herron was seen alive.
As Walmart looms on the horizon, the town of Boston is trying to figure out what kind of community its residents want. 1,500 surveys have been sent out by the town's Comprehensive Plan Review Committee. Some people in town, though, say that's too few. Only about half of the town's residents got the surveys, and those who didn't say it's not enough, and that some people who have lived in Boston Spa for many years aren't getting their say. The review committee was formed after a proposed Walmart supercenter caused controversy.
Juniors at South Glens Falls High School celebrate a rite of passage this weekend, the prom. But one student had to fight for the right to even go. Jeff Stecker has more.
Well, Terry, Jessica Meyerhoff missed the deadline to buy tickets to the prom by 4 days. That's because she didn't intend to go. You see, her boyfriend is serving in the Navy. He's currently stationed in Illinois. She didn't find out he could make it home for the big night until after ticket sales were over. The day after she found out he could come, she went to the school to ask for permission to go. But her principal said no. For nearly 3 weeks since, Jessica and her parents have gone back and forth with school officials. And after getting nowhere, she finally decided to go public with her story. This morning, South Glens Falls Superintendent James McCarthy reversed the decision and opened the door for Jessica and 16 other students to attend their prom.
And I sincerely apologize to my community if I've embarrassed the community. We have the utmost respect for our military people. This young man is a bulldog from our school system. We take pride in that.
Every girl deserves to go to their prom. Anybody deserves to go to their junior prom. It does. It hurts when you're told that you can't go.
Now, Jessica and her family say they are elated by the decision. Her boyfriend actually flies in tonight for the big weekend. Now, her story has gotten a huge response from the Glens Falls community. She's had offers for a free limo, flowers. She's even gotten a complimentary hairstyling. Her only problem now, finding the right dress in time for tomorrow night. Jeff Stecker, News 10.
An unsolved murder and a big airline merger.
We'll recap next.
7-day forecast, not a washout this weekend, but some scattered showers both days. 62 Saturday, 55 on Sunday. A better chance of rain, significant rain Monday afternoon into Tuesday with very cool temperatures.
Cooking tips on every package, recipe cards, and a free brochure with information on how to choose and prepare our fresh meats. That's how Price Chopper helps you know meat. Like fresh USDA choice beef, grade A chicken, and Western grain-fed pork. Our meat looks good, and it tastes even better. In the case or custom cut, our meat is the best you can buy. 200% guarantee. We know meat here at Price Chopper, so you can too, at home where it really counts.
When J. Milton Eckert opened his first drugstore, he did all he could to make getting good advice and carefully filled prescriptions easier for everyone. An idea that over 100 years later still holds true. Today, there's easy access to Eckert professionals enjoyed by patients and doctors, automated prescription refills, and a drive-through window at most every Eckert pharmacy for convenience and care to impress even J. Milton. Eckert, America's family pharmacy.
Done me wrong. Done me wrong. So I'm moving on. Probably stayed too long.
For the 28th straight year, Ford was chosen more often than any other brand of truck, setting an all-time sales record.
Get your F-150 for only $299 a month for a limited time, only at your upstate Ford store.
The humongous savings store, Huck Finn's Warehouse and more.
If you haven't been to Huck Finn's Warehouse today, you couldn't possibly know what's new.
Boatloads of wicker. You've never seen so much in one place before. Armchairs, love seats, tables, rocking chairs, folding screens, picnic baskets, chaise lounge, cushions too. Several styles in your choice of traditional or resin wicker. Don't forget the baskets, the papasan's, the mirrors.
The humongous savings store, more than anywhere. Huck Finn's Warehouse and more.
We don't make lactate milk till the cows come home. In fact, we can't. They make it delicious and nutritious. We just make it lactose-free. Lactate. Real milk from real cows.
Your local, national, and world news update. It's News 10's Rush Hour Recap for viewers just getting home.
Albany police say they are pursuing important leads tonight in the murder of 14-year-old Gretchen Perham. Her body was found dumped in some bushes on Mount Hope Drive a week ago today. Police were back out in the area asking people if they remember anything from last week. The merger of U.S. Airlines, Albany International Airport's largest carrier, with America West means a lot more options for Capital Region travelers. U.S. Airways will take on America West routes in 96 cities, and a majority of those cities are on the West Coast. The house at 433 Schenectady Street in Schenectady will likely have to be torn down. That's because officials are concerned about the houses on either side of that house. The roof on the home has shifted dramatically. Crews are working to shore it up right now. Terry.
Coming up tonight at 11, the Force is definitely with the Madison. The theater in Albany will finally open its doors for a showing of the latest Star Wars movie at 7 tonight. You can still make it, about half an hour from right now. Plus, law enforcement officers in Saratoga kick into high gear. We'll tell you what they're looking for tonight on News 10 at 11. Steve's going to refine things.
Yeah, we'll update the forecast. Not a washout this weekend.
All right, see you at 11. World News Tonight is right now.
Good night.
On World News Tonight, startling photos of Saddam Hussein in prison. How did they get out? The impact in Iraq, even as new pictures are released late today. The Army freezes recruiting for a day so the recruiters can get a lecture on ethics. Will it help them fill the ranks? Important news for anyone with children and an SUV. The new ways to prevent devastating accidents that happen when parents cannot see behind their cars. Resurrection, a special closer look at the 2,000-year-old mystery, which lies at the heart of Christianity. Did Jesus rise from the dead? And our person of the week, trying to start a national revolution this week, one story at a time.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Reporting tonight, Elizabeth Vargas.
Good evening. It's been a year since we have seen Saddam Hussein. Today, the world woke up to a new photograph of the former Iraqi leader in his prison cell with very little clothing on. Few people would disagree that the photo is humbling, even humiliating. The pictures were published first in a British tabloid. Their release represents some measure of embarrassment for the U.S., which still has custody of the man it fought a war to overthrow. Our national security correspondent, Martha Raddatz, joins us now from the Pentagon with more. Martha?
Elizabeth, a defense official tells ABC News Tonight that the pictures were almost certainly taken by a member of the U.S. military. Another photograph of Saddam Hussein was released by the British tabloid tonight, showing him apparently in prayer surrounded by barbed wire. This in addition to a batch of sensational images, including one with the former Iraqi president in his underwear. The Sun newspaper, which will not allow the pictures to be used unless the headlines are shown, will not say where or how these images were obtained, although the editor does admit there was money exchanged.
We paid a very small amount of money.
A military official tells ABC News that the pictures were likely taken between January and April of 2004. That is based on Saddam's appearance and the bare trees in this image. Saddam Hussein is kept in a 9 by 12-foot cell near the Baghdad airport. He has a bed, a small desk, and a chair, and access to a small patio. There are surveillance cameras trained on his cell and the patio 24 hours a day. Guarding the former dictator, a specially trained military platoon. That's about 40 soldiers. All must sign a non-disclosure form, meaning they are bound by secrecy. A statement was issued by the military today saying these photos were taken in clear violation of Defense Department directives and possibly Geneva Convention guidelines for the humane treatment of detained individuals. The military says it is aggressively pursuing the person who sold the photos.
This would likely be classified information. So the ability of someone to smuggle classified information out of a secured U.S. facility in Iraq has got to concern them.
As to whether this will further incite insurgents to attack Americans, President Bush said today,
I don't think a photo inspires murderers. I think they're inspired by an ideology that is so barbaric and backwards that it's hard for many in the Western world to comprehend how they think.
Despite how few people had access to Saddam Hussein, Elizabeth, the military is concerned they may not find the military member who they believe sold these photographs because it was over a year ago. That would give them a lot of time to get rid of a camera.
All right, Martha, thank you. The Al Jazeera news channel, which has so much influence in the Arab world, said today it would not air the photographs of Saddam Hussein. Al Jazeera said they were not newsworthy. However, many Iraqis did see the photos on other channels, and for them, the image of the former leader in his cell was powerful. ABC's Nick Watt joins us now from Baghdad with more on that story. Nick?
Elizabeth, Iraqis saw these images of Saddam Hussein on the Al Arabiya satellite channel, and the government here reacted saying, we want to know how these photos came out. Although Saddam is now widely despised here, some Iraqis were offended. Saddam was the ruler of the whole of Iraq, said this man. It's hard to see him naked like this. But many other Iraqis told us Saddam deserves whatever indignity comes his way because he killed so many people. The picture is like a funny cartoon, this man said. I wish he would suffer even more. Saddam Hussein has now become the target of ridicule for some Iraqis. They even trade recordings of a comedian impersonating him over their cell phones.
Please, try again, later.
The photographs published today are a stark contrast to images of the omnipotent dictator smoking cigars and firing guns in the air. As for the insurgents, many of whom are still loyal to Saddam, a Sunni politician told us this will confirm their belief that the so-called civilized world enjoys insulting Iraqis. Many Iraqis were outraged at this video of Saddam released after his capture. Now, they saw that video as an insult to their country, but Elizabeth, most Iraqis we spoke to today said they have other things to worry about.
All right, Nick, one more note about this. Lawyers for Saddam Hussein say they intend to file a lawsuit against the newspaper that published the photos and anyone involved in providing them. Also in Iraq today, a U.S. soldier was killed after a roadside bomb attack. 3 Iraqi soldiers died in a car bomb attack on the home of a national security advisor. Back in this country, the Army did something extraordinary today. It halted all recruiting for 1 day to retrain the recruiters. The Army is 19% shy of its recruiting goal since October, a shortfall of 16,500 soldiers. The Marines just had their worst recruiting month in a decade. The war in Iraq is making it harder to sign up new soldiers, and that has led some recruiters to break the rules. Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
Today, Sergeant Gary Wten was one of the more than 7,500 Army recruiters to attend seminars on ethical conduct. He says the Iraq war has made his job harder, but that is no excuse for breaking the rules.
We don't operate like that, sir. We recruit with integrity.
Clearly, not all recruiters do. Since October last year, the Army has received 480 allegations of recruiting improprieties. For a high school newspaper article, David McSwain posed as a drug-addicted dropout and recorded recruiters helping him cheat to get in.
I'm not going to get in trouble. Right. You won't, no.
With the Army and Marines already missing their recruiting quotas, the military is now facing a new obstacle: increasing activism from parents. The PTA at Garfield High in Seattle, which is 60% minority, recently voted to ban recruiters.
Who else are they going to recruit to go fight this idiotic war in Iraq but young kids who, especially young kids from poor families who perceive that they have no other option?
PTA President Amy Hagopian, who's had run-ins with recruiters, is being flooded with angry emails and phone calls.
What you guys did was a total disservice, was a total shame.
Also, parents in other parts of the country are joining the counter-recruiting movement, trying to talk students out of signing up. And they're organizing against a little-known provision of the No Child Left Behind education law that requires schools to provide recruiters with students' information.
It's an invasion of privacy to give out our home phone numbers for the purpose of basically what amounts to a marketing recruiting call.
Today, the Army said it will fix its ethical problems, but that alone won't solve the military's recruiting problem, especially if more parents decide they don't want their children in this war. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
The First Lady Laura Bush differed with the White House on 2 issues today as she made her way to the Middle East. She said Newsweek should not be solely blamed for those deadly protests after its report later retracted about U.S. interrogators desecrating the Quran. And she said Mr. Bush should have been told immediately about that security scare when a plane entered restricted airspace in Washington. President Bush said today that he will veto legislation that expands federal funding for embryonic stem cell research. The House is set to vote on such a bill next week. Mr. Bush also expressed concern about an advance announced yesterday in stem cell research, which involves cloning. When we return, the controversy about the story at the heart of Christianity, what historians believe about the resurrection. We'll take a closer look. Important news about keeping children safe, the new ways to prevent accidents when parents cannot see behind their cars. and creating a picture of America, one voice at a time, our Person of the Week.
2 dogs with fleas. One gets Frontline Plus. The other gets the number 2 product. Over half the dogs treated with the number 2 product had fleas after just 1 week. The Frontline dogs, not one flea. Frontline is the one that's waterproof and kills fleas fast all month long. Ask for the vet's number 1 choice, Frontline Plus, for dogs and cats. Say goodbye to fleas and ticks.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. Oh, I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on a spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
I've lived here all my life. I'm not going anywhere. I've made arrangements for assistance if I need it. I'm a realist. I know I'll be old one day.
Long-term care coverage from Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company.
My doctor said I needed fiber, but Metamucil is thick and gritty. My doctor said I should take Benefiber. Benefiber has just as much fiber and never gets thick or gritty. Ask your doctor about Benefiber. For me, the choice is clear.
In the future, everyone will protect their eyes from sun damage like they protect their skin. Transitions lenses. They automatically adjust to changing light and block harmful UV rays and glare. So don't wait until tomorrow. The danger is here today, and so is the protection. Ask your eye care professional about Transitions lenses. Transitions. Healthy sight in every light.
Something you've always believed is about to change. The first light ice cream that's as rich and creamy as regular is here. Edie's slow-churned light ice cream with half the fat. You've been waiting for this. We're going to take a closer look tonight at the belief at the very core of Christianity, the resurrection of Jesus. There are 150 million Christians in the U.S., and they are very divided on exactly what happened 2,000 years ago. An unscientific poll this week on the website BeliefNet shows 68% believe it was a physical resurrection, 21% believe it was a spiritual event. We went to Jerusalem where Jesus was crucified and talked to leading historians about what they think really happened. The Bible tells us that 2 days after Jesus' death, his women followers went back to the place where they had buried him.
They go to the tomb very early around dawn, and they see the stone that was rolled across the entrance to the tomb was now rolled back. It was lying off on the ground. And they go into the tomb wondering what has happened.
And what did they find?
They found an empty tomb.
As we began to investigate what happened on that first Easter Sunday, we learned that nearly every detail of the story is debated. We talked to noted historians who do believe that the body of Jesus was physically raised from the dead. So do you think that when Jesus emerged from the tomb, could we take a picture of him if we had cameras in that day? Would he cast a shadow? Could you bump into him?
I would think so.
There were other historians who thought that the followers of Jesus were simply describing dreams or visions.
People in times of extreme mourning and bereavement will honestly believe they see the dead person before them.
Some scholars told us they do believe that Jesus was resurrected by God, but it was a spiritual rather than a physical experience.
I believe that what happened to the earliest Christians was an infusion of power, something that we call religious experience, a sense of being empowered by a force that came from outside themselves and that gave them capacities that they didn't previously have.
And as divided as Christians are today about what actually happened that first Easter Sunday, they are united in this belief.
Suffering and death are not ever the last chapter. The power of life and goodness and hope are stronger than these.
This is a powerful subject for many people, and there will be a full hour tonight on 2020 devoted to the resurrection. You can see it at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. When we come back, what parents can do to prevent devastating car accidents, the new ways to deal with blind spots that can be deadly.
Covering grays has never been easier. Your Excellence Cream has this professional root applicator in every box, so you can easily comb grays away and get beautiful, even color from root to tip. Excellence Cream from L'Oreal. What will they think of next?
We look all right?
Well, I take pain medicine for my arthritis.
She takes it every day.
I didn't know it could put me at risk for stomach ulcers.
She didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know either.
If you take certain pain medications on a continuous basis and you're 60 or over, you may be at risk for a stomach ulcer.
I didn't want to give up my pain medicine, so my doctor...
Dr. Wagner is a very smart man.
...prescribed Nexium.
To take with her pain medicine.
For people at risk, one prescription Nexium pill a day can help reduce the chance of a stomach ulcer caused by certain pain medications.
My doctor did say that headaches, diarrhea...
and abdominal pain
could be side effects of Nexium.
Talk to your doctor and find out if Nexium, the purple pill, is right for you. For a free trial offer, call 1-800-79-NEXIUM or visit us online.
Now she doesn't worry so much about ulcers. It's nice.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medications, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
As you take the voice of this lovely woman,
Mrs. Trump,
and put it into this...
Why?
To tell the world the benefits of Aflac with sex appeal.
Brilliant, sir!
I know. Now throw the switch.
If you're hurt and can't work, Aflac can help pay your bills with cash.
Genius! And her?
Aflac!
Hello, my darling. Your last blossom beckons. I am so congested. If only my medicine could treat and help prevent these seasonal nasal allergy symptoms.
Only Nasonex is clinically proven to both treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion. Only Nasonex. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
I have returned my flower, a changed bee.
To treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, Nasonex is the one. Talk to your doctor.
Medical news from Centrum Silver. A report in a leading medical journal recommends a multivitamin for all adults to help reduce the risk of certain chronic diseases. And the brand recommended most by doctors for those over 50, age-adjusted, Centrum Silver.
The Justice Department is going to launch a new website to serve as a national registry for sex offenders. Participation by the states is voluntary. The idea is to provide a single resource where people can determine whether someone has been convicted of a sex crime anywhere in the country. Child advocacy groups will descend on Washington next week, urging the government to study the problem of drivers backing over children. More than 100 children are killed and an estimated 2,500 are injured every year when a driver, usually a parent or relative, accidentally backs over them. And the problem is getting worse. Here's ABC's Lisa Stark.
Look at this demonstration of what a driver sees before backing up this minivan. Nothing in any of the mirrors. But behind the vehicle, 17 children, out of sight and in harm's way. David Clemens saw nothing when he backed his SUV out of the garage last October. He thought his 2-year-old daughter Adriana was inside the house. She was in the driveway.
I just heard my husband screaming. I didn't see her.
Adriana tragically joined a long list of small children who have been killed in backover accidents.
The bigger vehicles that everyone's driving today, the bigger the blind zone behind the vehicle. So we're seeing an epidemic of children being backed over and killed.
Consumer Reports measured blind spots behind different vehicles. The average blind spot behind a car, 12 feet. It grows to nearly 15 feet for an SUV or minivan and up to 30 feet behind a pickup. For shorter drivers, the blind spot is even larger. One solution was thought to be backup sensors. But Consumer Reports found they can miss small objects or sound too late to stop in time. Safety experts say the best solution may be a backup camera. It gives a wide view of what's behind the vehicle, and there's plenty of time to stop. Cameras are standard equipment on just 8 models, offered as an option on only 17. Safety advocates say automakers should routinely offer them as standard equipment.
They're selling them for family vehicles. They should make them safe for families to be around.
The government has no requirement for rear visibility, and automakers say there is no technology that can substitute for a parent keeping an eye on their children.
There has to be an end to this. There has to be a stop to this.
So far this month, 8 children have died. Lisa Stark, ABC News, East Haddam, Connecticut.
And when we come back, our person of the week, trying to start a revolution, one story at a time.
World News Tonight with Peter Jennings and Person of the Week. Brought to you by Walmart.
This Walmart opening has made a difference to a lot of people because this was a community that did need jobs.
When you lose your job, you're lost.
Walmart provided 450 jobs.
I think we really changed some lives when we opened this store.
And I'm glad to see that it happened here in Gastonia.
Now that we've built this place from the ground up, it's much closer to our hearts.
It gives us a real good sense of the future. Walmart will be there.
This is the store we needed as much as it needed us.
Looks like heartburn.
Wait! They also have pressure and bloating.
That's gas.
We don't treat gas.
I do. Maalox Max. Fast heartburn plus gas relief.
Thanks, Max.
Maalox Max. When you have it all, treat it all.
Tonight, will you be able to catch a great night's sleep? Or will it once again elude you? Your restless mind keeps chasing sleep away.
I've got to remember that appointment tomorrow. Did I send the car payment? What made me volunteer for that assignment?
Introducing Lunesta, a sleep aid that can give you and your restless mind the sleep you need. Lunesta helps most people sleep all through the night and works quickly, so take it right before bed. And Lunesta is non-narcotic and the only prescription sleep aid approved for long-term use. Of course, do not use sleep medicines for extended periods without first talking to your doctor. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Avoid taking Lunesta with alcohol. All sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ready to catch a great night's sleep? Just climb into bed and leave the rest to Lunesta.
Shake up your ideas about popcorn. Introducing new Smart Balance microwave popcorn, the world's first to help improve cholesterol with no hydrogenated oil and no trans fatty acids. Smart Balance microwave popcorn and Smart Balance buttery spreads contain a patented balance of vegetable oils to help improve the ratio of good to bad cholesterol. Enjoy delicious Smart Balance microwave popcorn, the great tasting popcorn that's actually good for you.
Heart attacks aren't always fatal. To help save lives during a heart attack, most doctors recommend the full dose of aspirin like that in Genuine Bear. Just one Genuine Bear has enough aspirin to help save your life. The more you know, the more you trust Bear.
You beat up the wrong guy.
Sunday, the #1 show in America. I know what you did to her. Will end with the biggest finale of the season. Not everyone will survive. On an all-new Desperate Housewives, Sunday 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Our person of the week is someone who is hard to put in a single category. He is a producer, an historian, a documentarian. He is hugely ambitious and full of empathy and an absolutely insatiable listener. Perhaps above all, he is utterly dedicated to the idea that history, individual human history, matters.
The foundation of all happiness is love. L-O-V-E, love.
I was born on August the 24th, 1930, and my mother said the church bells were ringing.
And you know, tomorrow, if my time comes, I had a full life, a good one.
What was his favorite drink, fellas?
Say the scotch.
Scotch and a glass of wine with dinner, right?
Gotta have the scotch.
I'm inspired by real life. When you talk to the people who are serving you coffee at the local luncheonette or the people who shine your shoes, those are the stories that matter.
Are you an OTB clerk?
David Ice has been documenting the lives of ordinary Americans for the past 20 years.
We ready? Yeah.
In a small soundproof booth nestled in New York's Grand Central Station is Ice's latest project, StoryCorps. All it takes is 2 microphones and a willing subject.
It's actually a very simple idea. You bring your mother or your grandmother, anybody you want, to our booth, and then you go in the booth and the door shuts, and it's kind of this magical sacred space. And for 40 minutes you sit across the table and you talk about the big questions in life.
I want to hear about some of the saddest times in Aberdeen, North Carolina.
Oh, the saddest time is when my grandmother passed. We hate to see somebody else pass that you love so much.
And then at the end of the 40 minutes, the CDs stop rolling. One goes to you, and the second stays with us and becomes part of an archive at the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress.
Yesterday, Ice was at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. to kick off StoryCorps' nationwide launch.
We're in the sound studio part of the mobile booth.
2 mobile units will wind their way across the country, collecting the details of people's lives. Ice is hoping to conduct more than 250,000 interviews over the next few years.
My father was a Holocaust survivor. He had survived the same.
What was my mom like growing up?
Your mom was just like you, exactly like you.
In so many instances, when people come into the booth, one of the people in the pair or both start to cry. And I think it's because to bring your grandparent to the booth and to say, like, I care enough about what you have to say to sit here for 40 minutes and really listen to what you have to say is a profound thing.
Being married is like having a color television set. You never want to go back to black and white.
How did you meet Grandpa?
Well, my girlfriends went dancing. The next day home.
They were engaged after their 3rd date. David Ice says he himself was a quiet kid, growing up in Connecticut and New York, always observant and obviously a good listener.
I always like to be around old people. I remember when I was a kid, I used to have this dream that I would, the dream that I always loved to have was that I would go and have tea with like 2 little old people. It was crazy. I mean, I was a demented kid, I'm sure.
Ice originally planned to go to medical school, but says he stumbled into radio instead and never left. He believes everyone has something to say.
How did you end up coming here?
Oh, I just went for a place to raise a garden.
As long as there's someone to listen.
Deborah, will you please marry me?
Yeah, of course. I love you.
I think we covered about everything. I guess about everything.
Well, thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you too, Ruth.
I think it can make us a country that is better at listening to one another and more compassionate and thoughtful and can help us remember what's important in life and why it's so incredible to be alive.
And so we choose David Ice. We like the story he told us about a woman from Nigeria who was interviewed recently. When it was over, she said, "Now I understand what democracy is all about. My story matters." And that is our report on World News Tonight. I'll see you later on 2020 for a special hour on the resurrection. I'm Elizabeth Vargas. For Peter Jennings and all of us at ABC News, good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
It's the mystery at the heart of Christianity.
Do you believe Jesus was resurrected?
Resurrection. What do you believe?
They found an empty tomb.
Don't miss Resurrection, a surprising 1-hour 2020 television event tonight at 10/9 Central.
Wheel of Fortune coming up next on WTEN.
Kick off your Memorial Day right in a new Chrysler vehicle during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event, like the Chrysler 300, 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, Town & Country with the revolutionary Stow & Go, the versatile PT Cruiser, and the safety utility vehicle Chrysler Pacifica. Right now, qualified returning buyers can get a 2005 Town & Country Touring for just $299 a month. Hurry in today for great deals on the Chrysler lineup during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
This job, it's all about helping people.
Thanks for getting here so fast. He was having these sympathy cravings for a cheeseburger and a pizza.
Okay, ma'am. I've got your Domino's cheeseburger pizza right here.
Genius. Look how happy he is. You got any pork chops in there?
Pork chops?
Or funnel cake?
It's like a cheeseburger, only better, because it's a pizza. Juicy beef, classic cheeseburger taste. Buy a medium for $9.99, and any second medium is just $5 more. In the door, it's Domino's new American Classic Cheeseburger Pizza.
With new information, you can help prevent your child's next asthma attack. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org.
Tonight from Kansas City, it's Big 12 week on...
Michael Gilbert from Oklahoma State University.
Lauren Lindahl from Kansas State University.
David Ettinger, University of Colorado. Yeah!
And now from the Kansas City Convention Center in Kansas City, Missouri, here are the stars of America's game.
I love it. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Charlie. Thanks to our cheerleaders. Thanks to our band. Our last night in Kansas City. See you later. Well, that's our swan song here, and you three are part of it. They're ready for our first toss-up of the night. The category is fun and games. Here we go, Vanna.